Look at that. Hey guys, AJ here, back with another one for you. And guys, today we're going to touch on a topic that surprisingly I haven't talked about on this channel yet, right? And guys, I know that I always translate for the biggins, right?
We now
But I haven't had an actual series where we're talking about these body positivity knuckleheads, right? So guys, I think we're going to start right now. Hey guys, what kind of world do we live in that people think that just because you walk around and that you're stunning and brave, or that being discriminated against for my weight is the same as if you're black or LDHD TV, right? If you honestly believe that, guys,
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
clown world, right? So guys, we're going to the dumpster fire known as TikTok and look at some of these absolute knuckleheads whining about being body positive. But before we do that, guys, like, subscribe, drop a comment. I have a Discord, check that out. I have a second channel, check that out. And guys, this is going to be a whole series, so let's get into this. Oh, guys, of course, right? Of course, I have to translate, right?
Silly Jedi. Silly Jedi.
Just bought Baldur's Gate 3 last night, and I've been really enjoying it so far, but there's one thing that I just don't like. I can be a fire-wielding elf, I can be a lute-playing dragonborn, but I can't be fat? I can be an orc that wields necromantic powers, but, like, this is too much? Too much, I guess. And let me explain something for you twigs. Fucking goddamn. Because it seems to blow your minds every single goddamn time. Yeah, I like being fat. I want to be fat in video games. I want to be able to be fat in video games. Because I think it's a nice thing to be. Like, if we were in a Star Trek future, I would get all the trans surgeries. Like, all the trans surgeries. But I wouldn't change this. You know what I mean? So you game devs and artists, make fat people and don't just make them with big boobs and hips and no belly. Like, I just bought Baldur's Gate 3.
Guys, so first of all, this person here.
I'm not here to talk about my transition. I'm here to kick some f***ing ass.
What the fuck is going on? Guys, what is going on, guys? And guys, when I mean clown world, I do mean clown world. Clown world. Hey guys, look at that. There's only like 15 comments here. Someone says it's not a matter that this game is fat phobic or anything. It's just a sheer amount of content that doesn't make us feel included. Please.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
You guys, think about how dumb this is, right? You're in a fantasy game where it's like warriors and wizards, and guys, you're in like the Middle Ages where, guys, you couldn't be big back then. Like, how am I even like reasoning this, right? Come on, man. Someone says, yeah, I hated that. Not to mention, the only fat people in the game are villains and monsters. Guys, what is going on, guys? What is going on? The hashtags. Hashtag Baldur's Gate 3. Hashtag BG3. Hashtag gaming. Hashtag fat. Hashtag fat acceptance. Hashtag body positivity. Hashtag transformer. Guys, clown world. Guys, I know.
Cool. Yeah, my school.
So many body positive advocates are now posting about intentional weight loss. And honestly, this should be a huge red flag to us. This is why the difference between body positivity and fat liberation is so incredibly important.
Look at that.
And in addition, When you build an entire platform off of being body positive and it's like, your body's perfect the way it is, it doesn't need to change, yada, yada, yada. And then now you're posting videos like, why I'm on Wegovy, why I'm on Ozempic. That goes against everything you built your platform on, shockingly. And also, can't you do those things but silently, like to yourself and not super out loud online?
Ugh.
Just a question. Just thinking here. So
Look at that, guys. So this person's basically mad because there's big people trying to lose weight. So she's mad that people are trying to better themselves. And that's what's wrong with these knuckleheads, guys. They're miserable and they want to see everyone else miserable too, right? Guys, they can't even be motivated by people trying to better themselves.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Clown world, right? And they're gonna sit here and just whine and scream about it.
That's a huge bitch.
Clown world. And guys, she's getting cooked in these comments. Someone says, so what? I'm so confused. Why can't someone post about wanting to purposefully lose weight? You aren't silent about anything that you want to share. Facts. Someone says people that try to shame others for losing weight are just people too lazy to do it. Facts. Someone says, what's inherently wrong about intentionally trying to lose weight? I don't get it. Someone says, I was just diagnosed with diabetes at 38 after being fat my whole life, and I bet a lot of aging influencers are starting to as well. That might be why. Look at that, guys. And guys, here's the thing about these knuckleheads. You see a lot of these chicks, right? And it's mostly girls that were doing this, right? Guys, they're in their 20s, mid-20s, right? So they don't have any quote-unquote health problems yet, but they're in the male. By the time they're 35, their body starts breaking down.
You stupid woman!
Clown world. Someone else. It's called getting older, developing health issues. They're trying to inspire people to get healthier, younger. Someone says, if someone wants to post about their weight loss, that's their business. This has nothing to do with you. Facts. Someone says, I could not think of a more perfect example of sour grapes. Do better. Come on, man. Guys, she's getting cooked in these comments. Someone says body positivity should include everyone, even people losing weight. Because others would genuinely be interested in knowing ways to maintain or lose weight. Someone says, what's wrong with people wanting to lose weight? It's their own body. Why is it okay to shame them for being healthy? Facts. Look at that. Cooked. I don't think this comment section went the way she thought it was going to go. Hey guys, her hashtags, hashtag body positive, clown world. Guys, I know, right? Let's go.
I'd love if we could start listening to fat people and plus size people when they voice very real concerns and fears and insecurities. So for example, we've got into this trend of when a plus size person says, I don't want to go to the gym because I'm scared I'm going to be pointed at and laughed at. And it is met with, no one is going to be watching you at the gym because they're focused on their own workout. I wouldn't let it bother you. Or, I don't want to eat in public because I'm scared I'm going to get judged. What do you mean? No one's going to be watching you. No one's going to be watching what you're eating. I wouldn't let it bother you. Or, so what if they do? Who are they to you? Water off a duck's back. It's not helpful. It's not helpful, right? Because first of all, I understand the sentiment where you're saying like no one's going to be watching me, but unfortunately it's just not true. Because the reason why a lot of these fears and insecurities exist for fat people is because they've already happened. They've already happened, and we don't want it to happen again because it's not fun. It's horrible to have to
Now,
do.
guys, let's pump the brakes. Well, you can stop this from happening by losing weight. Right? And guys, here's the thing about body positivity, right? Body positivity started out for people that were like burned or like born with one arm, right? You know what I'm saying? That had something about their body that they could not change. They said, look, accept it, right? Because I have a friend, he has one arm. He was born with one arm, right? That has like two fingers, and then his other arm is not an arm, right? Guys, he goes out in public, right? He goes out and does social things, right? It doesn't stop him from doing anything. But he had no choice in the matter. This knucklehead here chose to put herself in this, right? And then she's saying, I don't want that to happen again. It was quite damaging to me.
Beta female.
Clown world.
To deal with it. So you saying no one's going to be watching me or people are just going to be working on their own workouts isn't 100% true, and it sucks that it isn't. I wish it was. It isn't, okay? But then also the idea that the only way I can battle this is by, saying, oh, well, these people shouldn't, you shouldn't let these people bother you in that way. That requires so much confidence.
No, it doesn't.
That not everyone, and I mean everyone, not just plus size or fat people, I'm talking about everyone struggles to make. To get to a point where you don't mind being like outwardly laughed at and mocked at and pointed at in public is an incredible level of confidence to obtain. Now, marry that with this idea that if you are fat, you've grown up your entire life having your confidence beaten out of you. And if you have any confidence now, it's because you've worked so hard to get there and having to dismantle all of that fat phobia and all of that diet culture in your head. I get it. And I salute you for getting to that confidence. But what I'm trying to say is, the world hasn't helped you get to that level of confidence. You've had to do it yourself because the world has told you that you're ugly, that you're not deserved of love, you're not deserved of respect, you're not deserved of even equal healthcare.
Guys, here's the thing, right? This narcissism here, right? This woe is me, but everywhere that I go, everyone's paying attention to me, right? If I go to the gym, everyone who's probably got kids and a relationship that can barely make it in the gym for an hour, that everyone's gonna focus on me. Please.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
How self-centered and narcissistic are you? Hey lady, you don't matter. None of us do. Guys, we're just all trying to make our way. We matter to our friends, to our family. But strangers, guys, to a stranger, you're just a person off the street. What are you talking about? Oh, the society's focusing on me, and I just can't leave because they're all going to stare at me. Please, come on, man.
You are a drain on our resources. That's one of the things that gets thrown at me a lot. So the idea that that person who has been hearing that their entire life is now also meant to have the level of confidence so that they don't get bothered by people outwardly laughing and mocking them in public spaces, well, that's fucking shit. That's a really hard task that you're asking these people. And I don't know what the answer is. But I think the first step is we have to admit that these things happen. So when a plus size person says, I'm scared about going to the gym, your answer isn't, oh, no one's going to be watching you. It's, I hear you, and that's a really valid fear to have. It sucks that it's valid, but it's valid nonetheless. And let's start from there and work our way forward.
So in other words, I want you to respond to me the way that I want you to respond to me the exact way that I want you to, or it's not valid. I want the whole world to tell me what I want to hear, or it's fragile to my ego. Please. Guys, don't pay attention to these people, right? Come on, right? Hey guys, if you guys don't know, I stutter, right? I have 12 years of speech classes, right? Guys, it's never ever hurt my ability. It's something that'll always be with me, guys. No matter how much I worked on it, the exercises that I do to make it go down to where it is now, guys, it's always gonna be with me. And I could take this victimhood type of mentality and be like, oh, I'm not going to leave the house. I'm not going to talk to anyone because I stutter and they're all going to judge me, right? Oh, my speech, blah, 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 blah. But I don't. Because, guys, the world's not about me. people aren't going to interact with me the way that I want them to. They're entitled to their opinion. They're entitled to their point of view, right? And guys, I just need to put myself out there and make my way through the world the best way that I can. Clown world. And the only person that this girl here is hurting by having this mindset is herself. In the same way that if I had this mindset about my speech impediment, I would only be hurting myself. Absolutely insane, guys. And guys, she has all these comments here, and they're all a bunch of whiners and complainers that are all agreeing with her, right? This victimhood holding pattern of foolishness. And guys, once again, she's probably in her like mid-20s. I mean, I think she's either Irish or British. We all know that these chicks age like goat milk, so who knows, right? But guys, this is not going to end well for her. And it's not going to, because by the time she's 38, 40, 45, guys, it's not going to be good. Guys, are hashtags. Hashtag body positivity. Hashtag body neutrality. Hashtag fat representation. Hashtag fat liberation. Hashtag fat talk. Hashtag plus size. And guys, do these knuckleheads not leave their home countries? Guys, 80% of the world almost is Asian, right? Guys, most of the world, only in the West do you see people this big. You go to South America. You go to Africa. You go to Asia. So you go to India, China, Japan, Indonesia. People aren't this size. In the West, we've like made this revisionist history where people have always been this big. No. This is not normal, guys. Look at that, guys. In the 60s, 1965, the average American man was 5'9", 5'10", and weighed 160 pounds. The average woman was 5'4", weighed 125 pounds in America. That's black, white, Asian, Hispanic, right? Guys, people haven't evolved in the West to be bigger. It's just processed food, a non-agrarian society now to where people just sit on their butts all day, right? And guys, I'll never forget. My brother had a deadlifting coach, right? And he was a Polish dude. This powerlifter guy. He said that in the Soviet Union where he grew up, guys, people this size, they would like, the people would say that since they were in a socialist society, everyone was supposed to get an equal share of everything, right? But if you were this big, you were taking food from the mouths of children. So they would literally get walked through the streets with people, saying bad stuff to them. Just
shame. Shame. Shame.
Clown world. So, all right, so you guys, it's AJ. I appreciate you guys. You guys are going to see a whole series. Buckle in for this. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one, guys. Take it easy.